Hi, my name is Vidi Shuka, and this is my CCR number 3. This is a director's commentary and a voiceover of my film Carved. Since I worked on this film independently, I had full creative control, but that also meant that I must take full responsibility for my work. On my first day of filming, I had to set up every shot by myself while also performing as Vivi, the little girl. This balance was a lot on me, but I continued to work diligently. This was challenging because I constantly had to check framing, restart recordings, and look back to make adjustments many times. However, through this tedious process, my understanding of framing significantly improved. I became more intentional about how I placed down my camera and where I want the shot to be, according to the lighting, especially when trying to make Vivi appear smaller and vulnerable within the frame. One of the areas I say I've gotten better in is cinematography. I'm especially proud of the wide establishing shot I captured in the park, where Vivi appears small and innocent against the bright open space. This visually reinforces her innocence before the possession part of the film even occurs. However, natural lighting did create problems for me. The sunlight was constantly changing, which affected the shadows and how bright the scene was. This I knew would later affect the mood towards the audience, so I tried to limit how much lighting was in the scene itself. My production skills also developed through managing mise-en-scène elements. As both director and producer, I had to carefully consider the props I used, costume, and setting. One challenge I faced was when the stuffed animal kept falling off the swing due to the shape of it. Instead of reshooting over and over again, I creatively solved the issue by placing a knife underneath the stuffed animal to balance it out. I also became more cautious of alternate background distractions and how they weakened the plot for me. In the end, I learned how deliberate positioning and framing can directly impact the effect of a scene on the audience. A major development in my skills came from experimenting with practical effects. I created my own blood packets using paint, water, and sealed plastic bags and stabbed them for a realistic splatter effect. This caused an unexpected problem later in the film as the paint stained multiple surfaces, including my hands and my fingers, as well as the floor and sidewalk that I used. It took over an hour to clean this up in freezing temperatures. From this, I learned the importance of planning ahead. I should have looked at the weather and chose a warmer night to complete this scene. This experience improved my ability to use disadvantages to my benefit and manage production issues more professionally. I was also the lead actor in this film, the only actor per se. I had to direct my own performance. This required me to take multiple takes to fix my movements during the possession scenes. I focused on trying to maintain an unnatural smile to enhance that psychological horror element. Restarting scenes became very frustrating, especially when it disrupted my emotional focus. Because if you remember, I had to act as well, so I was constantly thinking about other things. Looking around me, making sure that everything was right, and making sure that my own acting was right. But however, this strengthened my consistency as both a performer and a director. Thank you for listening to my CCR.